Welcome into the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty, where today we return home to Palo Alto, finally after 2 straight away games. Though this time we host a neighbor from the north as the Oregon Ducks come flying down for a Pac-12 battle. But despite being unranked, these Ducks are no quacks. 3 straight games to open up the season that they dominated. They slipped up in a tight game against Maryland, 30-27, but bounced back with 2 big wins against Boise State and Hawaii, and once again slipped up against USC, though a little bit more pronounced, 38-14. They did get their first top 25 win over UCLA after their bye, but then slipped against the Huskies, 27-24. They're coming off another late season bye. They should be refreshed to face our number 3 ranked Cardinal. And one of the biggest reasons that we are ranked here at 3 is because of our offense led by Gordon Draft. And despite not having necessarily the favor around campus, he truly has become one of the best quarterbacks since Andrew Luck. And that is being recognized by the award voters. Gordon Draft is currently in the running here for best quarterback. And that's thanks to one of the best quarterback seasons we've seen under Coach Barrington. Draft over 2,000 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, 65% complete. On top of that, over 400 rushing yards and 7 more touchdowns. But the Ducks have themselves a promising quarterback as well in Morris Duhan. The redshirt sophomore out of Gig Harbor, Washington, 2,500 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 69% complete. He does scramble around a little bit more, 4 more touchdowns. They have a very good freshman running back, Kane Von Rosenberg, who is averaging about 40 yards a game. His only concern, he fumbles. But they tag team him with the senior in Reggie Heaps, who is also a threat in the passing game, about 400 yards there. They do have Santiago Kerr and Dante Ayu, rounding out a very strong offense. Defensively, they have Darrell Keener leading them in solo tackles with 44. They make a lot of plays in the backfield, both on the ground and stopping the pass. Unfortunately, Robert and Ninkampali will be out there leading sacker, so they'll have to rely on Bobby Moton down the middle and Kiki Osai with AJ Miranda tag teaming on the outside. At kicker, no relation to the receiver, is John Kerr, who can hit from distance, but he is a little shaky from said distance. And it's that inconsistency that Coach Barrington wants to take advantage of today. As we get this one started off, it will be the offense out first, as set to return is Bargava, letting it roll through the back. The 25 will be where we start today. One of the most efficient offenses in the league, an award winner in Emmanuel Gomez, best tight end his sophomore campaign. And with plenty of good talent surrounding, we get this one underway. Thompson cuts to the left-hand side and will pick up 5. The senior running back out of Bama having a good season, tag teaming with Larry Sulai. Where they look this way on the halfback screen, trying to get to the outside, but here comes Mazza to slow him down. Talked about a lot of our award winners. Mazza, one of those for the Ducks. As Draft will keep it, he looks to get to the outside, picks up a big block for Moses, but gets tracked down about the 50. And of course, he's coming off of a fantastic game last week that saw a top 10 play in SportsCenter, the hurdle over the safety to get the touchdown. Perhaps we'll see some big plays like that here today. The first and 10, they hand it off to Thompson, who gets stuck behind the block, but eventually will break through and actually pick up a good gain here, about 8 on first. To the 44-plus side, Sulai checks in wide, motions to the backfield as he goes back out wide. And looking downfield for Blouse, who gets the grab on top of the corner. Didn't even have to jump up, just plucked that one out of the air. Cardinal now set up inside the 15 at the 12. With Draft's favorite formation, he gets Blouse in motion. Fakes it to him, takes it down the middle, slips one, and gets knocked down about the 1. Nearly found another rushing touchdown instead. Inside the 1, a heavy shotgun look in motion. To the left-hand side, make that triple tight ends. They hand it off. Thompson cuts back to the weak side and fights through the defense. Cardinal cap off a strong first drive here back in Palo Alto, scoring that touchdown in front of the home fans. Make this game 7-0. Now we'll get to see this Oregon Duck offense hit the field. They've put up a lot of points this year. Again, really good quarterback, good skill set around him. This defense has been great at getting sacks and forcing turnovers. It's the intermediate plays they've struggled with as Harulahu rips it away. They're going to need a lot more plays like that. 2nd and 10 to the outside and finding IU. Well, he may not lead the Ducks in receiving yards. He very much is the main guy Duhan looks towards. With a 1st and 10 just inside the 30. Pass outside deflected Kiki. That one intended for Kerr, who has led them in receiving this season. 2nd and 10. And Von Rosenberg down the middle. No gain. Kiki there now to get a stop in the running game. A hot start for him. Can he get off the field with his fellow Cardinal? 3rd and 9. As they loft downfield wide open, but overthrowing IU. They will have to punt. But if they do find him in open space, you could go ahead and call it done deal. 99 speed. He's a guy to watch out for as the offense takes the field up 7. Handed off to Thompson, who just punishes the incoming safety. I would not be surprised if Cook has to go under concussion protocol with that kind of truck. 2nd and 4. As it's some more read option. Draft cuts underneath and picks up the 1st down. The safety did have to step down to try to make that stop. 1st and 10 for the Cardinal just by the 45. 2 spread either side. And flipping it out late, he finds Larry Sulai a little bit behind, has to spin to collect and just gets back to the line. Well, they run a lot of quarterback design plays. Some of the pitches have not been the best. 2nd and 10 for the Cardinal. As they'll throw the ball here, finding ball across the middle to the outside and a gain of 5. Well, that still leaves them needing another 5 here on 3rd. They go trips to the right-hand side, Moses to the left. Hard count, gets someone to jump right-hand side. They can thank Trevor Bowl for now the 3rd and inches rather than the 3rd and 5, but still needing to convert here. They got a bunch to the right-hand side, Moses to the left. Thompson with a handoff. He takes on Keener, getting the 1st down. Not a whole lot of space after. Again, he is their leading solo tackle kind of guy. Mazza out here, lone middle linebacker, as he gets double to backer. Sulai stretches to the outside, picking up about 9, maybe 10. D. Camelot injured, though, for the Ducks. He'll have to head to the sideline to get checked out, leaving 2nd and inches for the Cardinal. As they run left-hand side, Mazza and Keener meet him for a loss. That will force a 3rd and longer, just about over a yard to go. It's Draft's favorite formation, Moses in motion. He's going to get the flip, though, with some lead blockers cutting underneath, down the seam, weaving outside, and outruns the safety. Cardinal double the lead on one of the few times they've actually hand that ball off. They get 14-0. Does look like Oregon has a player down. We'll have to check in on him. Looks like that is Alex Mazza, the senior linebacker who has won linebacker of the year for the Ducks. Really do hate to see these injuries, especially when it's to big-time players like Mazza. But a 14-0 hole here for Duhan and the offense as they hand it off on Rosenberg with a little bit of a shake. He's going to get the 1st down. He's got a real nice burst to him with a pretty good size. Reminds me a lot of some of our running backs. With a 1st and 10 here, Duhan hands it off to Heaps, cuts to the outside. Soma Pua gets the tackle. Not seeing that much playing time this year, but making it count. That takes us to the end of the 1st quarter. It's been all Cardinal here in Palo Alto, 14-0, but the time of possession really is key. Just under 3 minutes for the Ducks. Cardinal, they're closing in on 7 minutes. As we get the 2nd quarter underway, it's at the 25 with a 2nd and 9 for the Ducks. RPO handed off. Good cut there from Van Rosenberg. He's got another 1st down. Plays like that are going to really make things tough for the linebackers here of the Cardinal. Trying to sit true while making sure they also get into coverage. Another RPO, this time handing it off. Gain of 2. Rashad Lord stuck in there to help get the stop. He's 1 sack away from double digits. The Cardinal really have a phenomenal pass rush. To the outside, Heaps is going to lose the 2 they just gained, leaving it 3rd and 10. Cardinal defense flying around here, but they've got to get off the field. Spread look, trips to the right-hand side for Duhan. As they look to set up the halfback screen, they got it out way too quickly. Thad Smith there to blow it up. They lose a yard, and they'll have to punt it back to the red-hot Cardinal. Good news, though, for the Ducks as the offense hits the field. Alex Mazza has returned to the game. And checking down here, they find Thompson. Looked like they set up a tight end stretch. Safeties, though, sat back, took that away, so they go underneath. 2nd and 4. Getting this one out again to Larry Sulai. Got a convoy out in front. Only gets one block, no problem, though. He gets the stiff arm. Pick up about an extra yard after. He's been their receiving man this year to about the 50 plus side now, the 49. Handing off to Thompson with a big block downfield from Blouse. It's a foot race that will not go to Thompson. Taken down at the 3. But that is exactly how you run inside zone. Great job blocking. Receivers got involved as well. As they might look for number 3 here down at the 3. Gordon Draft into the end zone. Cardinal now with a 3-score lead. Mark it 21-0. Flying high here over the Ducks. And it's been thanks to big plays all around for the Cardinal. Offense doing their job. Defense as well, and special teams, they're hitting their PATs. Ducks now need some big plays of their own. Quick shed, though, forces the bounce to the outside. Von Rosenberg with some speed. Eventually, Tuttle will catch up. Nearly an awful play there for the Ducks. Turns into a great play. I believe that was the DT in Blair, redshirt freshman, who nearly blew it up from the snap. Making a change here. It's now 2 spread either side. As they will look to pass. Losing about 6. Not sure what that decision was from Duhan. A catch will count for Von Rosenberg. It's just going to be for negative. Blair nearly jumps off sides. Von Rosenberg can't bounce. Great job, Rashad Lord. They had Coley flowing as well as linebacker, but he didn't get over the top, so that was vitally important. As Pashal jumps, that'll be a free 5 here for the Ducks. That does still leave them in a 3rd and long situation, though, 3rd and 10 rather than the 3rd and 15. Cardinal playing off coverage here. As the Ducks go downfield, Thad Smith holds on. He's dropped so many. Tries to burst to the outside, shows a little shimmy there on Duhan. Sets up the Cardinal offense at the 40, but it's another interception on the year for the Stanford Cardinal, as they were already top, I believe, in the Pac-12, perhaps in the country. They can thank the senior linebacker, Thad Smith, who does more pass breakups than he does picking off the ball. But at the 40, the offense comes out in pistol. Heavy set. Thompson, he tries to get to the outside. Mazza in pursuit, tracks him down. Gain of 5 for number 5. The Cardinal doing a good job here, continuing to march. Sulai checks in here. He's in motion, as they will swing it out to him a little late, but he finds the corner, turning downfield, trucks through the safety, and he's down to the 12. It's just so hard to slow down this offense when they catch their groove. Once again inside the 15, motion from the left-hand side as they set up another screen. Sulai, but all over it is A.J. Miranda. Normally an edge rusher for him, does great in coverage. It's a loss of 4 for the Cardinal. More motion, now they go with a quarterback counter. Draft to the outside, can't shake the last defender. He does, however, gain 2 as we hit the 2-minute break. A 3rd and 12 here for the Cardinal, as they come out with a shotgun look right down the seam and finding Emmanuel Gomez. The coverage just shifted too far to the right, and he was left wide open. Draft not going to miss that throw. It is 28-0 here, just inside 2 minutes left in the first half. And for the Cardinal offense, who have not had to finish a game the last 2 weeks, they are just steamrolling right now. Ducks are going to have to find some big plays to get back into this one. Swinging it out, finding their tight end, who gets tripped out of bounds. A gain of 2 for Andres Alcurry, their tight end, as they're really trying to stretch the field here. Looking deep downfield, and Tim Easy breaks it up. That's normally one that he will pick off. Instead, he shows a little bit of strength to jar it free. Again, they tried to find IU downfield, their speedster. 3rd and 10, and outside, he finds Heaps. Able to just get enough for the first down there and out of bounds. They do have 3 timeouts, 1 minute and 31 seconds. as they'll go right back to the air. Underneath a Curry, spinning off the tackle, and maybe picking up an extra yard. Ducks call their first time out there. And it'll be empty to follow. Bunch to the right, two to the left. A four-man rush here for the Cardinal. Here comes Cassius Sampson. Watch out, Duhan. Taking him down, a loss on the play, making it 3rd and 12. Ducks gonna go hurry up here. With the similar look, trips to the right-hand side. Pass across the middle, and finding Kerr with a first down conversion inside the opposite 45. Not sure who it was in coverage there, but man, across the board. 1st and 10 as they try to flood deep, and it's a drop this time for Thad Smith. That one a little bit more of a gimme than the one he picked off. Leaves 55 seconds here for Oregon to try to still find some points. They could hit field goals from distance, that we know, but here comes the rush, Rashad Lord. Though it's not going to be much of a loss of anything. 3rd and 13, they might have gained a yard or two. As it's a deep shot here, Tim Easy, and he takes it away. And looking for some cutback lanes here, not going to get away. It'll be the 11. I'm sure Cardinal will just look to run some clock. But that is another pick for Tim Easy. He's got 10 on the year here as well. And it's one for every quarterback he's faced but one. And while one could just look to send this into halftime, they're begging us for a deep ball here with a press coverage and tight safeties. Moses with the step, draft puts it on him, and it is speed to carry. 10-5 touchdown, Moses. Tacks on an extra one here in the first half, making this one a 35-0 ball game. Just adding insult to injury, here are the Cardinal for the final play here of the first half. Rashad Lord will find his 10th sack on the season. It's been a dominant showing from the pass rush and from the secondary. And I don't think there's that much more that Coach Barrington could have asked from that first half. Just outstanding performance. And we're going to spotlight here Zach Thompson, a player to easily overlook. With 8 rushing attempts, though, close to 10 yards per carry. He has a touchdown. He's been solid today for the Cardinal offense, but just about everyone has. Oregon has not been able to keep up. They've had some injuries out there that have potentially had somewhat of a cause to that. They are missing their star pass rusher against one of the top quarterbacks here in the nation. But would that affect the outcome of this game? But what could have an effect on the rest of this game is a fact Coach Barrington has stated the backups are to finish 35-0. Can they handle a large lead? And on top of that, how is Oregon going to change what they're trying to do? They passed the ball a lot. They've gotten away from Von Rosenberg, who actually did pretty well to start. Going with the RPO, IU, he spins off the tackle and spins off of maybe another tackle. Kind of hard to decipher. Whatever that was from 9, that is Das, the young safety. But a 1st and 10 here. Another quick flip to the outside. They find Heaps, gain of 4. Seems like the game plan, at least out the gate here this second half, is just to get the ball to their main guys and let them try to do something as quickly as possible. Under pressure, though, here comes Tuttle. Slapping down Duhan. It's a loss in a 3rd and 14. And technically, he isn't really a backup. He's one of the starting middle linebackers, but it's a 2-linebacker system here for the Stanford Cardinal. With a deep shot, they're going for IU, and they've got him over the top, and Ty Hawley was the deep safety. That was a starter who was out there with a 4-2-5 defense, but it's the 99 speed IU who just takes it. The Ducks, though, finally able to get something done against the second-team defense. Offense takes the field. It's Savoy, the quarterback. The rest of the way, he hands it off to Wesovich, and there is no space. The offensive line, also the second unit outside of the center. One of the thinner groups here for the Stanford Cardinal. And Savoy's going to get smacked down. A.J. Miranda and Calvin Winey. A quick chance here for Oregon to get that ball back just off that deep ball touchdown. 3rd and 14. Early movement up front, though, looks to be tight end number 4 of the Cardinal. Or actually, no, not number 4, number 2/3 with kind of the way the Cardinal do it. That is Kramer. Played a little fullback for them last year. Under pressure, though, Savoy, and he does not get rid of it. Miranda with the safety. A big mistake there from Savoy. And it's now 9 points for the Oregon Ducks off the second-team offense and defense. That's one that he just knows he's got to get rid of. A good return following the kick. Ducks start at the 44. As they will get to the outside here, Paschal, he's trying to pursue, but that's a big fella. Duhan easily escapes, sliding down in front of Legend and Nagbar. But even with that run, he's still in the negative with all the sacks he's taken today. Handed off here, Von Rosenberg, and he's not going to get very far. Cardinal also still have Paschal out there. Again, the DT spot very thin. Similar to center, they got to build in the trenches. As Heaps takes the handoff, Augustine there to meet him. And he has shifted to the outside, normally an interior pass rusher for the Cardinal. True native, though, is on the outside. That's where he played in high school. But under pressure is Henderson, picking up the sack. 5th on the day for the Stanford Cardinal. They back him up to 4th and 14 at the 38. The Ducks will settle with a punt from there. They obviously know, though, that Savoy struggles backed up here deep. They got a safety last time. Starting at the 12. Handed off to Wesovich. And again, no space down the middle. Seems like the Cardinal content with trying to run some clock, but they've got to find some space first. As we are approaching 2.5 minutes left in the third. 2nd and 9. Wesovich to the outside. Higgs on the corner, who actually does a pretty good job of tackling. And that'll probably be because that was actually one of their safeties in Cook, who had to leave the game earlier, taking that big truck stick from Thompson. An opportunity to try to convert here. Sulai fumbles the ball, jumping on it. I believe the center might be the right guard. Either way, it's going to be a punt here for the Cardinal. Definitely not a great showing if you are Savoy, with the potential of Gordon Draft heading to the NFL after this season and that QB1 spot opening up. RPO, and a hit comes in Henderson. The sophomore edge man from California didn't have to go very far to play his college ball. Augustine gets shucked off, but Paschal will not. Maybe back to the line for Von Rosenberg. 3rd and 9 for the Ducks. They go spread empty. Trips again to the right-hand side. And under pressure, here comes Henderson. No, can't quite get there. Tuttle, though, doesn't get the stop. They're going to say 1st and 10. Coach Barrington does not agree. He throws the challenge flag, already up by quite a bit here. But that one looked well short of the line to gain. We'll see if the booth agrees. And they still do not. They say 1st down for the Ducks. All right, then. That looked about a yard or two short to me, but it is what it is. Can't challenge a second time. Perhaps they're just trying to gift the Ducks with a little something here as we're approaching the final quarter. 15 seconds and counting till Heaps tries to cut back. Blair is there. They'll have to look to convert after the break. We head to the 4th quarter, 35-9. That one went pretty quickly. The Cardinal well in hand here, as their second team has come on to play the second half against the Ducks. And unless something major happens here, they just will not do very well against top 25 talent this year. Throws 2 Heaps, and it gets knocked free. Legend Anagbar covering 2 men on the play. Makes the play and forces a 4th and 5 here. Empty set for Duhan. He has a slant. Instead, he's going to wait. Go with the drag. 2 Heaps holding on to it this time. That was Darren Sr., the linebacker, out in coverage. Spread wide to match the running back. 1st and 10 for the Ducks as they go with the option. Poor contain weak side, but they rally. Augustine read it, just not as quick to react. He is 300 pounds, so he's a big boy with some speed on the outside. As they find their speed on the outside, Ayu shakes Das, and he's got another touchdown here for the Ducks. 2 for him on the day. But is it a little too late for Oregon? 35-16. With a little under 8 minutes to go, can Savoy lead this offense down the field? Handing it off, Wesovich with a little bounce to the outside. He's got another 4. These lanes have not been as open with the second team offense out there. Really just Council, the only main guy, though it's still a pretty highly rated group. Wesovich cuts down the middle and trips over the down Miranda. If he goes airborne, he might have had the 1st down instead. 3rd and 3 at the 28. It's Draft's formation, Savoy to lead it. As he will fake the handoff, keeping it down the middle, and he's got the 1st. He has actually ran a few in for a touchdown this year, having a lot of time here late on in games. Going back to Wesovich, this time more space down the middle. He'll be primed for a little bit more action next season with Thompson graduating, the senior. Wesovich again back down the middle, short gain. That leaves the Cardinals still needing two. Larry Sulai checks into the backfield. They have motion in Roland, who's going to take it to the outside with a couple blockers. Burst through that gap. That might be a little bit of a holding call. No yellow on the field. Roland gets tracked down at the 13 by number 13, but the play will stand for the Cardinal. Perhaps that was a little bit more of an NBA move there by the corner. Knew he wasn't going to get the tackle, try to fake the penalty. Either way, Cardinal down to the 13. They got more motion here. Trying to set up the halfback screen to Whitaker. It's off the mark. If he does find him, though, that one's probably a touchdown. 2nd and 10 here. They go bunch to the left-hand side. It's RPO. Throwing it outside for Roland. Trying to get his speed out in space. He picks up 5. That brings the Cardinal to the 8. Flipping the look here. And they'll hand it off to Wesovich, who is stuffed at the line to gain. That one looked closer than the call that went for the Ducks. 4th and a long one here. Again, they stick with that same look as they throw it outside. They've got Bargava. Should be the first down. They went for it on 4th. A little cheeky here with the second team offense, but it pans out just inside the 1. And then he in here at fullback. Savoy keeps. He flips it out. Somewhat of a block there from Roland, and then he can't find the goal line. He's come close about 3 times. But it does take us inside the 2-minute break. A goal line set here, and Wesovich bounces off of 1. But DeVoe brings him down. It's 3rd and goal. At the 2. They run right back to that side. Shucking off of 1 is Miranda, but Mazza meets him, plus Keener. As we tick inside, a minute left. Offense is staying on out there, because at this point, why not? Got to see if they could find the end zone. And in the back corner, they've got Blouse, and they say that's not a touchdown. And due to the challenge earlier, they cannot challenge that one, but just taking a second look, that might have been a touchdown here for the Stanford Cardinal. Blouse, that foot very close. It's almost bang bang. You understand why the refs don't call that. But at the end of the day, it's not going to really affect the outcome of this one. Just would have padded some stats for the senior. 35-16, the Cardinal come in and take care of business in the first half. 100% for Gordon draft on the day. That was something I wasn't even keeping track of. 210 through the air, 4 total touchdowns. This Oregon defense just had no answer for the Cardinal today. IU had a big second half against the second team defense. Unfortunately, no one in that second group stood out today. But the Cardinal starters shine as they take down Pac-12 rival in Oregon. Well, that is keeping us right on track for what we are hoping to take care of this season. Back to the playoffs, we move up to number 2 in the nation. The only team above us are the Kansas State Wildcats. Iowa, North Texas, they're right behind us, so things are interesting here. As for the conference standings, we are back into the race here. We jump over Cal, again, who we do not play in the regular season, so that is really important for us, as we might have a rematch against USC, the team we took down last year in said Pac-12 championship. To round out this season, we have another little brother. This time we're going there against Fresno State. And this is perhaps a game where we might do something similar to what we did today, where we put in that second team in the second half. Hopefully that is the case, because there are some young guys I would like to take a look at. And one of the primary guys in that category is Justin Sorensen, the 5-star true freshman quarterback who's almost just as good as we have in Savoy, who is in his redshirt sophomore year. I believe he was another 5-star. He just hasn't developed very much, and he hasn't looked that good while he's been out there. So I'd be interested to see how Justin Sorensen looks. But there's a lot of other guys we could take a look at. We've got some corners out there as well, a running back in Jewel. Some options that, again, if we have that opportunity, we'll look to do. But before I wrap things up here today, a couple things I want to note, and I'm going to need your input on. First being quality of this video. I did some messing around with the setup, and now I'm using a actual 4K monitor. Apparently my old one was not. So we changed that. I don't have it set to 4K because the file sizes are just gigantic. But I have the monitor set to 2K. We're downsizing to 1080p. Let me know if the quality is crisper. If so, we'll continue doing this. If it's not, I'll go back to the old way we were doing it where the file sizes are much more manageable. Second thing is a slider update. When we started this series, we were using Mat 10 sliders, and a lot of updates have come out since he last updated those sliders. So what we see here is the last update that Mr. Hurricane gave, which is really just some tweaks to the Mat 10 sliders. They seem to work kind of hand in hand with each other to get those things done. So I'm not going to go too heavy on these because they are not mine, but you could pause the video and take a look if you care. I know I've had some comments on that, but it does seem to produce a pretty good game. Obviously, we handed it to the Ducks today, but we have a very well-built team, and we're going to test that even more against Fresno State next time. So make sure you stick around, hit that bear icon in the bottom right, or scroll down to the sub button and tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We got the Jags Tuesday and Thursday. And I'm hoping the quality of this video improved. If it did, do let me know down below. And we'll see you guys next time as we go back on the road, this time to Fresno State.